everybody, this is Sister Jonnie, and you know what time it is. It's time for the Holy What Report. That's right, we're getting ready to learn some stuff today. Now, today in the Holy What Report is all about the water shortages, all the different shortages that we're having, and the earthquakes. Look, we're just going to get into it. The first article I'll be reading to you is brought to you by the Wall Street Journal, and this article was posted on July 29th. 2021, and it reads, brace for higher prices for ice cream, beer, and bottled water. The makers of some of the world's best-selling food and drink brands warned they would keep raising prices as they grapple with the strongest inflation in years. Remember when I talked about inflation last year, you guys? I hope y'all prepared. The next article is brought to you by MSN, and it was posted on August 24th, 2021. Climate change triggering intense drought in Iraq, Syria. Over 12 million people in Syria and Iraq are losing access to water, food, and electricity, calling for quick action to tackle the imminent water crisis emerging from climate change. The next article is brought to you by U.S. News on August 26, 2021. As shakes and chicken go off the menu, firms urge UK to act. Britain's leading employers are pushing the government to urgently increase funding to retain workers and allow Europeans back into key sectors as supply chains buckle under the weight of the you-know-what. The next article is brought to you by Bloomberg, and it was posted on August 25th, 2021. The world economic supply chain problem keeps getting worse. Supply Lines is a daily newsletter that tracks trade and supply chains disrupted by the you-know-what. A supply chain crunch that was meant to be temporary now looks like it will last well into the next year. Manufacturers reeling from shortages of key components and higher raw material and energy costs are being forced into bidding wars to get space on vessels, pushing freight rates to records and prompting some exporters to raise prices or simply cancel shipments altogether. The next article is brought to you by Futurism. This article was posted on August 25th, 2021. Banks warned that crypto could replace dollar within 5 years. According to a recent survey, a finance industry executive by consulting giant you-know-what, digital assets will likely replace fiat currencies in 5 to 10 years, and banks should take notice. Look, if they tell you a time frame, more than likely it's less time than that. The next article is brought to you by the Sacramento Bee. This article was posted on August 25th, 2021. Swarm of 140 earthquakes has geologists closely eyeing volcano in Hawaii National Park. The next article was posted by Time on August 20th, 2021. First came an earthquake, then a hurricane. Now Haiti is bracing for an outbreak of disease. On August 14th, a devastating 7.2 magnitude earthquake hit southwestern Haiti, leaving 2,189 people dead, 12,268 injured, and at least 332 missing. Days later, Tropical Storm Grace swept over the ravaged landscape, hampering the complicated search and rescue mission. Yet aid groups say this is only the beginning of the crisis. In July, their president was you-know-what. Amid mounting allegations of corruption, the country has been struggling with poverty, disease, and a fractured infrastructure since a catastrophic earthquake in 2010, which killed over 200,000 people. Now another quake, followed by a storm, has left Haiti in pieces. According to UN estimates, 40% of the total affected population are in need of emergency humanitarian assistance. In some areas, up to 15 inches of rain led to flash flooding and landslides, blocking roads to communities in urgent need of relief. Lord help Haiti. The next article is brought to you by Idaho Statesman, and it was published on August 3rd, 2021. Over 1,000 earthquakes rattled Yellowstone in July in doozy of a month, geologists say. Now, I want to read this other article. Now, this other article is from 2020, but I want you to see how significant this is to have 1,000 earthquakes in 1 month. Normally, it's about 1,500 to 2,000 earthquakes in a year. So let me read this other article brought to you by the Miami Herald. And it was published on July 6, 2020. More than 100 earthquakes rattled Yellowstone in June, but that's okay, experts say. The Yellowstone region experienced 102 earthquakes in June, but there's no reason to panic. Mike Poland, scientist in charge of Yellowstone Volcanic Observatory, said the number is normal in a video posted by the U.S. Geological Survey. This is pretty normal for the region where we see typically about 1,500 to 2,500 earthquakes every year on average. So we're sort of on the lower side of average this month, Poland said. Now remember, the last article I just read, they had over 1,000 earthquakes just in July alone. All right, the last article that I'll be reading to you is from Think Opinion Analysis Essays under the Politics and Policy section. This was posted on July 9th, 2021. The threat of China invading Taiwan is growing every day. What the U.S. can do to stop it. The Chinese military has already begun gray zone operations. An all-out attack on Taiwan looms if Beijing continues to escalate. All right, that'll do it for the Holy Well Report. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. Signing out.